Alright, you guys, I'm back with another comic review for all of you today, and this time I'm going to be covering a mini-series called Transformers Wreckers, Tread, and Circuits from IDW Publishing, specifically part of the 2019 to 2023 series of Transformers comics. Now, a lot of you guys may not know this, but when it comes to Transformer comics, I am a huge fan of the Wreckers. Like, every time their stories popped up within the old continuity, as I was reading through the hardback collected editions, I always got so excited when I saw it was going to be a Wreckers miniseries. Like, they have honestly been my favorite characters, from the Transformers Prime cartoon with Bulkhead, Wheeljack, Ultra Magnus, and Miko, to like just the Wreckers from Dark of the Moon. Seriously, those guys were badass. But IDW really helped me to flesh out with the Wreckers and acknowledge them as essentially these guys who do the dirtiest of jobs that normal Autobots could not take care of. So when I saw that they actually had another miniseries for them in the new continuity, I had to check it out. And as of a couple of days ago, I finally took the chance to binge read through all 4 issues of this miniseries. So I will say this though. This miniseries was definitely much more lighthearted and less dark and dreary as the previous stories that I have seen. Like, not even gonna lie to you guys, the last trilogy with Last Stand of the Wreckers, Requiem of the Wreckers, and Sins of the Wreckers was dark as hell. Like, those are some of the darkest and most gritty stories imaginable from Transformers IDW Publishing. But this one here definitely gave a much more lighthearted and yet still serious tone. Because see, this actually occurs post of a small civil war, but right before the Autobot-Decepticon wars. So we get a new team of Wreckers this time, with Thunderclash, Aileron, Hotshot, Circuit, Minerva, and Ricochet. And all these guys actually pose their missions that they go on as stunts. Like, they literally have a full cam show where they do these crazy, insane stunts, but it works as a way to mask their actions in the covert missions that they solve. Which, when I found that out, I was like, so that explains it. So, to be quite honest, so this whole 4-issue miniseries actually takes place not on Cybertron, but in fact on the planet of Velocitron, known as the planet of speed. Now, for those of you who don't know, Velocitron is essentially a planet of one of the Cybertronian colonies that focuses more on fast-paced racing. Like, it's full on, like, their whole planet is just full of nothing but racetracks. And all the Transformers who inhabit this world have some sort of fast vehicle form built for racing and speed. So, the Wreckers speed all the way to Velocitron to participate in the Speedia 500 after during one of their cam shows they are hijacked by a terrorist group known as Mayhem. So they go to Velocitron to investigate, and they participate in the Speedia 500 to see if they can get a better track on Mayhem. Their biggest issue, though, is that they try to remain covert. Like, their whole cam show is meant to keep their cover, as well as to dissuade from their actions in a way. It serves as a good cover. But during the time of the Speedia 500, after being ambushed by Mayhem during the race, people see them. They have been out in public, they have been seen, and they cannot hide their actions. But one thing I did like about this series is that we actually got a lot of familiar faces throughout Transformer history. Hell, we got Override, who was first introduced in the Transformers Cybertron cartoon way back during the Transformers Unicron Trilogy series. And then we also even got Breakdown and Knockout from Transformers Prime as active characters. Like, they were actually introduced in the original IDW series, but it was really fun to see them back again, as well in this series in Velocitron. Sorry for the pause there. But even more than that, I found it kind of funny how throughout the show of Transformers Prime, they couldn't exactly show it because it was, well, marketed for kids. But you could definitely tell that there was some gay energy between Knockout and Breakdown. And it's actually fully shown here in the miniseries. Like, we actually do see Breakdown and Knockout in a relationship together. But that's only a minor piece. So throughout all of this, they have been seen, and though Knockout ends up winning the Speedy 500, becoming the new elected official of Velocitron, sorry for the skip there, he's almost assassinated by another member of Mayhem. However, because of this mayhem after attacking the conference and looking like Knockout was just completely, grievously wounded, so the Wreckers come in, they fight their way through, but one of their own, Minerva, their medic, is actually accused of the assassination. And they think it's going to be cleared up no problem, like maybe a day or so and she'll get out. However, what the Wreckers do not know is that in fact, Knockout and all the people with him are actually supporters of the Ascendicons, who very soon become the Decepticons during this time period. And frankly, I was expecting it, and yet was not at all. Like, I was thinking at some point they would join the Decepticons, but I was not expecting the whole twist of them just rapidly and very quickly taking Velocitron under Decepticon rule so quickly. Which, to me, was actually pretty clever. Knockout used the rules of Velocitron and now has peacefully taken over the planet in the name of the Decepticon cause. Very clever. I liked it. So the Wreckers, during this whole entire operation, especially Aileron, they start to question whether they should just stop what they're doing. As there have been risks, but nothing quite what they're dealing with here on Velocitron. They're dealing with their lives on the line. Like, they actually lose members here, which that is a very common thing in the Wreckers miniseries. For those of you who know what I am talking about when I reference the old series, if not, and you want me to do a review on those, please let me know. But, to put it simply, the Wreckers, for them, they lose a lot of people, but they are definitely some of the more famous Autobots around. Like, during the time of this, not only is one of their own arrested, but Circuit actually ends up dying at the end of the miniseries after being heavily wounded by a member of Mayhem. Like, this guy took so many pot shots. Like, at one point, hell, he took a shot to the head. And he just managed to live long enough to do a final recording for the Wreckers, where after escaping from Velocitron, with Minerva still in prison, and them unknowing that she will remain there for a while, they do their final show saying, hey, we're going to go on pause for a while, but we won't be gone forever. But throughout all of this, what I definitely liked is how at the end of it all, Thunderclash, the leader, actually says, hey, we're a small group, and we've done well so far, but we can't do everything with just the numbers we have. We need more people. And so he pulls up a screen showing possible candidates to add to the Wreckers. And I gotta tell you guys, I actually got so excited because I recognized some of these faces. And I was like, please let there be more. So the Wreckers miniseries definitely ended on a cliffhanger. But in a way, if they do pop up in the main series, which I haven't read much of yet, I might have to do that at some point. But I'm very excited to see if they will pop up in the main series or not, because I feel like this whole mini arc was a way to introduce them. To introduce the Wreckers, get us reacclimated to them. But I'm actually pretty excited to read the main series now if these guys are going to be involved. Because the Wreckers, like I said before, are an obvious favorite of mine. But anyways, you guys, I would definitely recommend giving Wreckers, Tread, and Circuits a chance. It has a bit of lightheartedness at first, but throughout it all you start noticing how it starts escalating the further you go. So do I recommend this? 100%, especially if you're a Transformer or Wreckers fan like me. Anyways, you guys, if you've stuck around to the end of this video, thank you so much again for listening. And if you have any other comic suggestions, please feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. And if you did like this video, feel free to leave a like or a comment to let me know, or even subscribe if you're interested for more. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for listening. This is the Rambling Collector signing off. You awesome people, have a great day.